welcome to another edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Citizen Jones Hussein. Today on the program, Chief BC Akande rallies support for Tinubu-led Reconciliation Committee, says APC can't be allowed to wither away. Taraba suspends anti-open grazing law, and later on, we'll share this with you. Osun lawmakers to give speedy passage to Not Too Young to Run bill as Cross River Assembly passes the bill. I'll be hanging out with two colleagues, Majid Jamiu. I greet you, Majid.
Good evening, Citizen Jones.
And then, of course, Asuko James. Welcome.
Good evening, Citizen.
We are ready for the trip. I hope you are. All right, then, let's go straight to business. Former American President Richard Nixon said that true reconciliation in conflicts comes from the heart. When President Muhammadu Buhari charged the APC national leader, Senator Bola Tinubu, to reconcile warring interests in the party, the reaction in certain quarters was that the former Lagos hemsman was up against a sea of troubles. Today, former interim national chairman of the APC, Chief BC Akande, believes the Tinubu-led committee needs support and plenty of it. The party must not be allowed to wither. Majid, it's crunch time for the party, and more so with rumored defections of high-profile members of the party.
Well, there still remain rumors, as you just pointed out. But I think one key point in what I call him Baba Akande, Chief BC Akande, what he said, one key point is the fact that leaders of the party like Tinubu, like Baba Akande, they have vowed not allow the party, quote and unquote, APC to wither away. Some people use the APC as a platform to emerge. I mean, you could recall that twice now, Chief BC Akande and Asiwaju Bola Tinubu met with the president before Tinubu was given that task, that daunting task by President Muhammadu Buhari to consolidate the party and resolve all grievances, especially key of which is what is playing out in Kaduna and Kano. And I think he has started with, Tinubu has started with Sokoto State, where he met with Wamako and Tambuwal. I think it's yielding positive results. But then, the key point in what Akande said is that Tinubu, while he's giving Tinubu all the support to ensure that
he delivers
on this task, is the fact that Tinubu was very, very key to the emergence of this amalgamation called APC then, from those parties from ACN, ANPP, and part of APGA, as well as CPC, that came together to form APC. Tinubu was very, very instrumental. So it's not out of context to say that
the lot would naturally fall on him, Asokwa, to bring the warring parties together. But you know, internal conflict amongst political party members is second nature here.
Exactly. But there's always a mechanism to, find solution when this conflict arises. Like, I know people...
After all, they are generally man-made.
Exactly. And, in politics, you can't never have permanent enemies, so in politics. And every political party always find a way to always resolve their crisis. The PDP, from 2015 till date, they've been able to weather the storm, and now they are trying to find their footing, if you notice. And I want to believe that the APC will also, with the Tinubu Reconciliation Committee, they will be able to, find a lasting solution to their problems. so many people might argue that the party has never sat down, to look at what each individual needs inside that big that party. And that is what is causing the problem. After the emergence of APC, there were also problems of who is going to be the Senate president. And the emergence of Saraki, who happens to be from the PDP, from the breakaway PDP.
The new PDP.
There is a new PDP, is why we are having these problems today, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you look at it, they feel that they are not part and parcel of that amalgamation. They are being sidelined. And so they had to force themselves into this big party. And that is what is causing the problem today. And that is where Tinubu will be able to, find it's going to,
it's
just like
daunting, it's
serious, it's daunting, honestly, because if you look at it, it is those who are from the new PDP, they are the ones that he has to go, appeal to, talk with, for them to, okay, please, let's make sure that this party stands. If you look at the Sokoto, for instance, Wamako and Tambawal, they were never in APC, and they were not even in they were not in ACN. They were in PDP, and that is where the problem is. Wamako was even in ANPP. You understand? So that is where we are having the problem. And if you look at the ACN, the ANPP, the CPC, they feel that they are the ones that started the job for the APC.
All in all, Jami, you are wondering if these quarrels in the first place were avoidable.
They were avoidable, but then, you see, most politicians take personal interest above national interest.
Exactly.
And it is their personal interest that overrides national interest. That's why we have all these issues. Like he said, like Azuko said, the new PDP feels that, new PDP, quote unquote, the 5 governors that came from PDP and those who came with them. The Senate president inclusive, they feel that if CPC takes #1 slot, which is the presidency, and APC takes #2 slot, ACN, then naturally, the new PDP should get the 3rd slot, which is the position of the Senate president. But
were we thinking of the #4 and #5 and so on?
those ones can be by appointment.
But the present setting is trite, if we give what you have said.
Yes, it's trite, but then in politics, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that.
I hear in politics 2 times 2 is not necessarily 4.
No, it's not 4.
Yes, 2 times 2 is not 4. And more so, the arrangement would have been like that, but some people preferred certain people in those positions, especially in the position of #3. That's why Saraki had to employ the support of PDP members for him to emerge. So that problem is still rocking the party till today. Where we have the #2 in the Senate, then that position being occupied by an oppositional party. It is an aberration.
Exactly.
But then he is using it.
It was a give and take thing.
It was a give and take thing because they actually gave him support to get the numbers. So, but then, why I said the task is daunting but not unsurmountable for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is the fact that at least he has started with Sokoto, and I think the next port should be either Kano or Kaduna, where there is serious crisis there, but then which it could also resolve. And before I go, before I leave this topic, just yesterday in Ekiti in 2014, the Minister of Solid Minerals now, Dr. Kaide Fayemi, and Okoyemi Bamidele, they ran on different platforms. Despite the fact that Okoyemi was a member of APC, now he has moved over. He ran on the platform of the Labour Party. But just yesterday, Fayemi left his office, went to Okoyemi Bamidele. Oh boy, we are together. This is APC. Despite the fact that the 2 of them are likely to even run for the June June 14 governorship election. So it shows that I think the task of Tinubu is yielding fruit.
Yeah. Although it's more like climbing a high wire, James. What I mean is, this is crunch time.
See,
generally, elections next year, the time is short to the politician.
And two elections before then, you know, we have...
we might think the time is short. Yeah. Just like Baba Akande has said, if all hands are on deck, if truly those who are in APC believe that, guys, we don't want to lose the next general election, let's come together. Because whether they like it or they don't, the PDP is waiting. Nigerians might not really like the PDP, but there are some very few majority who still...
That's a little ambiguous.
Yes, who still like PDP.
Tiny majority, perhaps. Mine is simply this. They say a man is ready to die for his interest rather than for his right. Which interest is paramount? Personal or the party interest? I hear the party is supreme.
The party or national interest should be paramount. But in this case, the present crop of politicians we have are taking personal interest over and above party or national interest. And that's why Baba Akande has said that the task ahead, or the task before Tinubu now, is, I mean, getting APC to come together as a unified party going into the 2019 election. It's not about Buhari, it's not about position sharing, it's not about Tinubu. It's not about ethnicity or cattlemen and Fulani and farmers or whatever. It's about making sure that the APC does not wither away and that they shame those who think the party does not have that capacity to deliver and win in 2019, and also to show those who, quote unquote, use the party as a platform to get positions and to climb to whichever positions they are now, and who wanted to go back to where they came from. So he's trying to dissect all those situations and see which one is proper and how, I mean, to get people who really have the interest of the party at heart to move on and unite the party together.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, James?
It depends on what you're thinking.
Okay, let me think aloud. You think we have seen the end of defections?
Well, we might not see the end. And that is where the Tinubu committee will have to, you know, be fast with what they are doing, and then be, I know when we talk about strategy, I know they already have that, who they are going to meet and what the words they will use for them to make sure that everybody comes together. The daunting task that it has will be the Kaduna as well as the Kano. Because
can we broach the Kaduna thing?
You know, because if you look at...
Let's broach the Kaduna in passing. The picture is there, you know. A sectional, a section of the APC in Kaduna reportedly suspended him. And I hear the next day a house purportedly belonging to a senator was torched, removed.
Demolished.
Politics?
Yeah, it's part of politics. It's part of it. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised. No, it might not see it. It depends on how we are on this other side. For a politician, okay, sure you heard what Senator Hankui said. Yeah. He said, I forgive him.
The supposed owner.
Yes, he said, I forgive him. Why? Because he was the one that actually brought the governor into this. He was the one that actually brought the governor into the governorship election, helped him, and he did so many things for him. If you look at all the things he said, you will know that this senator knows what is. So the thing is, they might argue today, but I can bet you they will agree tomorrow.
All right, let's bet that you are there at the television because we go for a commercial break and return. Don't go away just yet. And welcome back. It's no longer news. Chief Bisi Akande rallies support for Tinubu-led Reconciliation Committee. When you have too many battlefronts, especially in approaching an election year, you are dealing with enemies whose arsenal you are not too sure about. If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you are dealing many cards at the same time.
Yeah, I will answer that question by quoting from what Akande said while releasing that statement. He said, "Let APC be, no matter who may be lucky, using it to gain power, make money, get famous, or be such lucky ones born by Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, or Fulani. For as long as APC remains relevant, so shall Bola Tinubu's contribution to nation building be magnified in Nigerian history." What is it trying to say here? APC has come to stay as an entity, and that's why we are talking off camera when we went on break. You might not like Buhari. While people are writing him today, while the former leaders, why they are writing him not to contest, is the fact that they know that if this man stands for election, he will still win. You might not like him. It might not be fantastic. It might have had his downsides. But the fact is,
why do you say that?
No, have you seen the pictures from his visit to Adamawa today, and the ones during his the kind of welcome he received in Kano and Nasarawa about 2 weeks ago? So this man has cult followership. So I would have expected that those writing those letters should tell Nigerians how and why not to vote for him, rather than tell him not to contest.
Okay.
That's just by the way. But the truth is, those who came together to form APC knows that they had to go and woo Buhari to contest because they know is the one that can win for them. Now, they didn't get it right because Buhari came with this, I belong to nobody and I belong to everybody. And that's why we had the National Assembly, almost working at cross purposes with the executive.
Yeah.
And the party cannot rein in the National Assembly officials. And that's why this dismemberment of APC started. And those who are disgruntled feels that the president is slow in taking some actions. Members of the party are not getting board appointments. They are not empowered and stuff like that. Politics is about give and take. When you give, you take. So that is why.
I have Shaka now from Kaduna joining us. Shaka, I greet you. Welcome.
Yeah, they will still come here.
Are we in business?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, I just wanted to react to what Mr. Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to react to what Mr. Asuko said that. Yes, I'm in business. I'm hearing you, sir.
Go on,
yes,
go on.
I don't want to contribute to what Mr. Asuko said.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Asuko said that Nigeria, PDP are no more in. See, PDP will be the greatest shocker of Nigeria 2019. PDP still have great followers in this country. PDP is not dead. PDP is alive.
I didn't say PDP is dead.
We will surprise the APC come 2019.
Okay,
I
PDP.
can assure you of that. I can assure you of that.
All right.
Shaka. We have mighty followers in Nigeria.
Yeah, Shaka, I'm sure you know the ballot box is key here.
I know. That is why we
all right, then.
We are mobilized to go to our PBC. Will you do it?
No, easy. We can't quarrel here. You know, the election, hold on, the election is more than a year away.
Yes.
So we concede to you your right to free expression. Welcome, thank you. So Asuko, now he's educated you.
Yes,
PDP is alive.
And well.
And has a lot of followers.
No, the thing is, we know that PDP is alive. But you know, somebody can be alive, but we don't know the state of being alive.
And well,
Shay,
you have heard Shaka.
he said well.
PDP
but
is
how
alive
well?
and well.
But how well, we don't know.
Are you an APC man?
I am not. I'm a journalist.
So, good. Remain detached.
Okay.
Jamiu, no, but seriously, nobody wants to envy Tinubu at this time, you know. So in politics, it is said, what's his name? Napoleon Bonaparte said, in politics, stupidity is not a handicap. Yeah. Have you heard that statement before?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can exploit the statement. Stupidity in politics is not a handicap.
Yeah, it's not. You see, like I said, when we started this topic, it's a very daunting task before Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but not insurmountable. It's not a task it cannot overcome. I mean, it has resolved much more bigger and more daunting assignments, issues in the past, even within the Southwest when it was AD and later ACN and even APC. And as it is, you can see the kind of cohesion that is existing in the Southwest within the APC. And though there are still pockets of issues in certain states.
Hold it there. Let me quickly take Olani here in Lagos. Welcome, Olani, to our table.
Yeah. Good evening.
I greet you.
Yeah, concerning the reconciliation of the APC, I think it's a good idea trying to put them together in achieving one particular aim, which is securing the votes for the upcoming 2019 election. But my contribution will be this. The APC-led government should try to convince the youth of this country to put themselves together in order to achieve this, because PDP as they are not sleeping. Like what the other man at the right side said, it's good that he felt, but he never said the PDP are down or they are dead or something. But the APC should be much more watchful about their group of people, that is the leadership among themselves, which is the most critical element in achieving this post.
Many thanks.
So that is just my little contribution.
Yeah. You don't put anything beyond politicians, Asukwo. You know, Shaka is speaking the minds of millions across board, but then the APC, the message is sending is simply this: the APC must watch its back.
Exactly, and that is where this reconciliation committee is coming in, because they know that they have an opposition. See, there's no politician that will say he doesn't know his enemy, or okay, doesn't know who his opposition will, because there's no permanent enemy when it comes to politics. Because tomorrow you still see somebody in PDP moving to APC, and you see some people now they are moving from APC back to PDP. You know, so the committee, they have a lot of work to do, and that is why Baba Akande is saying that everybody must rally around Tinubu so that this party, that is the APC, would not wither away. Because if it withers away, so many things will go. So many things. We'll be looking at, okay, even the country itself will even be divided.
Sure.
The country will be divided. It depends on the lines. We don't want to talk about the Senate. The Senate now, we don't even know which party most of them are. But we just know that the number 3 man is APC. But if he is APC truly from the head to the toe, we don't know. So that is where the committee will have to call him too. You know, because if you look at it, just citizen, the number.
The backroom,
the number 3 man, the number 3 man.
The backroom boys say it is
it is over.
Let the debate continue, but then, gentlemen, you must agree with Mao Zedong, or Zedong. He said, let me quote him, politics is war without bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed. I know politicians have a way of doing these things. We wish Tinubu's committee very well. All right then, these are very interesting times for Taraba state government. The governor has been constrained to suspend the anti-open grazing law. The hard decision followed a 3-day stakeholders meeting involving the government and National Economic Council technical subcommittee members on ending herders farmers clash. Jamil, the temporary suspension is a worrisome decision.
Yes, it's to allow peace to reign. You know, the atmosphere is so charged, especially in the middle belt, so to say,
Yeah.
because of these clashes, especially what's been happening in Benue and adjoining states because of these herdsmen. And you know, it took the National Economic Council to appoint the Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi,
chairman of the
to chair that committee, and had the Miyetti Allah and representatives of the Taraba State government and also House of Assembly to sit down. You know, the open anti-open grazing law was actually passed in July 2017.
Yeah.
But they allowed a 6-month moratorium grace. I mean, and delayed it till January 24th, just about a month ago,
yeah,
before it took partial effect. Now they have agreed to suspend it. Now, because when the committee met and the Miyetti Allah said they were not given an opportunity to express certain grievances
and gray areas
to address those areas. So.
Yeah.
Now they have agreed that while suspending the anti-open grazing bill, opportunities of open ranches and also with a view to addressing some sections of the bill that were not addressed ab initio will be looked into while they are during this moratorium period. And both the herdsmen and the farmers have also agreed to shoot their sword, which I think is a good development. I mean, these things should not be cast in iron or in steel. What we want is peaceful coexistence. Those who are the herdsmen should not allow their cattle to destroy farmland,
crops, and so on.
Crops that the farmers labor. I mean, you don't grow corn or rice or maize in a day. So it could be painful seeing your foodstuffs or your crops being destroyed. I mean, while you are trying to feed your cattle, you are destroying another man's source of livelihood.
Godwin, Majid is saying the Taraba government is suspending the open grazing law to allow peace to reign, but we are not talking about the peace of the graveyard, are we?
That one is tough, you know, it's tough, and that is where the committee would, maybe that is why they've decided, okay.
I hear we take a breather. Okay, we'll take this break and return. Please don't go away. Yeah, we'll keep it going now. Taraba government suspends open grazing law to allow tempers to calm down, frayed nerves and all that. Majid, the Miyetti Allah refused to be a part of this reconciliation meeting. That's a wrong signal, don't you think?
No, they refused to be part of, not the reconciliation meeting. They were not part, they were invited by the House of Assembly when the bill was being formulated.
Okay.
But then they now told the reconciliatory committee that they were not, they didn't have the opportunity of making their own presentation when the bill, which was signed into law in July 24, 2017, before it was passed. So that's why the committee now appealed to the state government and the State House of Assembly to suspend the bill and allow certain aspects of the bill to be reviewed, not as if they were not part of the reconciliatory committee.
What does it tell us? The bill might go back
it might be
to the mill.
Yeah, to be
reworked.
Yeah, to address certain aspects and also look at the possibility of probably getting the Miyetti Allah to join forces with the state government to create cattle ranches. And I think they are looking at that possibility. But if it's for peace and to stop bloodletting, and I think whatever decision they take on that will be a fantastic one, and not for a piece of the graveyard, like you put it, so that we just don't keep postponing the evil day. Yeah. Because if you rear cattle, you are supposed to provide, I mean, we don't even grow as much, we don't rear as many cattle as they have in Argentina or even England, where they produce.
I hear in neighboring Niger, you have more cattle there.
Yeah, than Nigeria. So why would our own cause problems? And look at the initiative taken by the Ghanaian government. The cattle owners had to be begging that they should give them a grace period. But in Nigeria, it's a different ballgame. It's like we value cattle life more than human life. And I think it's because the government is taking this issue with levity. If some of them have been made scapegoats, I don't think we'll be having this kind of situation. But then I think good reason is prevailing in Taraba. The two major parties, or rather three major parties now with the government involved, I mean, have all resolved to shed their sword, which is good. At least we don't want all this unnecessary bloodshed because of the business of somebody affecting the business of another person. And human lives are involved here.
And Asoko, experience is telling us by the day that the peace of the heart is a lot better than the peace you assign at a table.
Exactly, because that is where the true reconciliation comes in. Because if you say truly, I want to be part and parcel, or I want to live in peace with my neighbor, it has to come from here. And that is where this committee would make sure that all the parties involved, you know, put pen to paper, and not just put pen to paper, act it. You know, because by the time you say, okay, yes, I won't cross this because I know the Miyetti Allah, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, when the secretary actually called in on this program, and he was saying that they are not against ranching, you know, and he was also complaining about them not being put in the picture. So now that they want to put them in the picture, to look at the whole law, you know, where they need to dot the I's and cross the T's, that will favor all parties. Yeah. I want to believe that they won't want to, you know, go overboard and begin to say, okay, we want to carry arms or we want to cross into people's farms and all that. Because so many people are complaining. That same day, I remember a woman called from Abuja how her farm was encroached by cows, you know. And so these are some of the things that, if it works if this peace move works in Taraba, if it works very well in Taraba, I want to, all the other states, which in quotes, that used to be the grazing routes, you know, that formed the grazing route in the past. If it works in Taraba, those states will take a cue, and then everybody will live in peace. Because right now it seems it is the Miyetti Allah against Nigeria.
So, sorry, let me quickly take Victor here in Lagos. Victor, welcome to, and let's go. Victor, are you there?
Yeah, good afternoon, I'm there.
Yeah, let's go now.
Yeah, okay then.
You are on, sir. Go on.
Okay. I want to react to the issue with the
do so. Go on.
The national leader of the APC. But before that, let me greet everybody on the studio.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
My regards to I've not seen Babajide today. I don't know whether he's around or what.
So Babajide is out of town. He'll be back, but I'm sure he's monitoring. Let's go.
Oh, okay. First of all, I want to thank the.
Okay, lost the connection to him.
So in essence,
okay,
the Miyetti Allah, thank God that they've decided that right now they'll have to sit down with the government, because I remember the governor was very, very embittered when they were accusing him of I think of harming some people, and he was very, very embittered. But from him, from what I saw from the governor, he seems to be somebody that really wants to solve that problem once and for all, because he sees potential in his own state. So if he passes this law in conjunction with the Métis-Allah, the Cattle Breeders Association, and then the National Economic Council Technical Subcommittee puts pen to paper and everybody's heart is in this particular law, it will be a huge success.
Jami, it is not out of place to broach the subject matter, broach it this way. Why would in the 21st century a group of people would be not favorably disposed towards universal ranching? And you get to hear things like, but it's in their nature to be nomadic.
You know,
I don't know if you get me now.
At a point, I think the Jonathan administration then had to embark on building nomadic schools for the herdsmen. Then I think in about 20 states, or about 26 states then, the plan was to build, I think one was actually inaugurated. But I think that shouldn't have been a solution then, building nomadic schools. Rather, I mean, there are modern ways of farming. Cattle rearing is part of farming. Mm-hmm. If you ranch your cattle, you get more milk, you get more meat.
Quality milk.
Yeah, quality
meat.
Quality meat. And I wonder, even the weight of the average cattle that you put in the open in the open field or the free range, so to say, it's nothing compared to the one that you ranch.
We're seeing them in the pictures now. We're seeing them.
These are the ones emaciated.
Yeah,
you know?
and you rear for meat production. So I don't know where the logic is from here. Rather, they are running away from the cost of production, the cost of feeding their cattle in the dry season.
Okay.
Yes, that is what they are running away from. And they are pushing that cost to hapless farmers who labor for months to get their own probably subsistent or mini commercial farming. So they are using their own trade at the detriment of others. Mm-hmm. So which is very bad. What if you want to go into poultry, for example? Would you want to go to another man's farm to harvest maize? Wouldn't you rather, if you can't set up your own meal, your own feed mill, then you make arrangements to buy from elsewhere. So that's what should naturally apply for cattle. If you can't ranch your cattle, then you sell it off.
Jami, I just got information now from Taraba. I'm told the real story is this, that the government is making to adjust sections of the law.
Yeah,
we said it.
That's what we said.
Agreeable. So the news, the impression is not created that the state has suspended the open grazing bill.
What they did was, okay, hold on, the law is still there, but let's review some parts, some naughty issues in that law. That's what we said.
We said so.
Yeah.
All right, then. Again, like anything we bring to the table, the debate must continue wherever you are at. Let's look at it beyond politics of 2019 and thereafter. Now, youth and leadership is a bitter debate in our dear country, yet trusting our future to the younger generation remains on the front burner. Osun State House of Assembly declared yesterday that the not too young to run bill before the House will soon be passed into law. Asuko, let me begin with you. The youth, we are told, it's like a swan song now. Mm-hmm. The youth is the future of any country.
Exactly.
So let's bring it home to our country. Somebody had said, cynically, this same youth I'm seeing,
This same
I
youth.
think that's for Wole Soyinka.
Yeah.
If it depends on the youth that you are talking about, because if you look at so many people, so many youth now, they are ready. They are really ready to take up that challenge.
No, leadership goes beyond,
because
leadership for me, leadership at whatever level in the country
goes beyond age.
Goes beyond being computer literate and being internet savvy.
But do you know, when it comes to what we want today, technology matters a lot. Because, take for instance your age. No, let me tell you, your age, you are using typewriter, but we are using computer now. And even we have gone ahead to digital.
Let me show this on network TV. This is not a typewriter.
This is, you can see this one to the ordinary youth, that is our age.
Yeah.
We don't use this anymore.
Okay.
There's another level that we have gone. We have gone past this. And that is where we are now.
Leadership is not a beauty competition. It is serious business.
Citizen.
I don't have to be. I don't have. No,
citizen. We know so many youths. We know so many youths who are running conglomerates today, and they can. There's no how they can run
from running a people.
That is what you are saying, because that is what people are. All the same youths that we have today. Yeah. They will say, okay, there are some leaders in quotes that we have today because they never sold pure water, or because they never sold what is it called, recharge card. That is why they are running us aground. But when we have youth who are running good companies, and we are all seeing it and we are appreciating it, why can't they also run the country? We have so many youth all over the world. They are doing well. They are using the youthfulness in them to run their country, and we believe that we have them here in Nigeria. So why we have to give them a try? You know, that is where we are now.
Asukwa he wants me to bridge the divide.
I'm above 50.
Okay, so no, citizen is older. So
I'm 68.
So you are in between. I'm
68. So I agree. I'm on this side of the fence, but I'm saying the youth I'm seeing in 2018 is not quite ready for leadership of a complex society like ours, open to debate.
Yes, no, and I'll borrow a word from Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I mean, it doesn't mince words in saying that power
does not serve a la carte.
Yeah, you don't serve power a la carte. That is it. So, all this youth thing, we have about 65% of the population who falls within this age bracket.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about 18 and 35, 40.
Yes. Yes.
On the outside, 45.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, let's say 45.
Let's even say 45 constitute about 65% of the voting population in Nigeria. But what do we have? We have youths that are more interested in Big Brother Nigeria.
And why not?
No, of course, why not? You see?
Ask him.
So,
unfortunately, I don't watch it.
You get 25 million people watching Big Brother Nigeria, but how many people gets a president elected in Nigeria?
And by the way, go into the Big Brother house, Asukwa.
Which I don't
sorry.
watch anyway.
No, but as a journalist, you need to.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. I have information about it.
The idea is to enclose these people, 20 people, they are now 14, enclose them for 90 days, get to see them in unguarded moments.
Yeah. So now, no, back to our not too young.
The Yorubas will say, "Ara no ni." So go on.
Yes.
It's really part of it. Yeah.
You see, what does this bill intend to serve or to intend to achieve?
The idea is simply to make sure that leadership is open to the
younger
generation.
The younger generation.
That's it.
As in, from what we have with the 1999 Constitution is you can't be president if you are not 40 and above. But this bill is saying from 35, if it is passed into law, from 35 you can be president. And for governorship, from 35 is being reduced to 30, while for National Assembly and state assemblies, they are reducing it from, I think, from 30 to 25. So,
sorry, Benga Abuja is here. I'm wondering if Benga is a young man. Welcome.
I'm a young man.
Thank God. Let's go.
Yes, I'm calling from Abuja.
All right,
to you, the gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Number one, quick one. On the APC issue, APC is opposition of itself. APC has to make the other people who are acting as opposition to come into the fold if they really want to win the next election. That's a secular task for the Asiwaju. Number two, on the Taraba, what the state government have done has shown that it's a state that accommodates everyone, even an alien, so far you are ready to comply with the law. This is a state that considers that the law is not made for man, man is not made for the law is made for man. And he has called these people to come together. Let's look at the gray area and settle it. And I'm telling you that there will be peace in that area. And for the youth are not ready. Go to the Facebook, go on the media. Once you say anything that's opposed to their own opinion, is insult, is taboo, they will rain on you.
Yeah.
That shows that our youth are not mature, and they don't have that maturity to handle this nation. They don't have the emotional maturity we are looking for. They are not yet emotionally intelligent. A nation running is not Indomie in business. I mean, it's not eating noodles.
Yeah, okay.
The business is with the business. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's an uppercut.
Yes, no, it's not an uppercut.
From Benga.
When we were young, when we are young, they said the youth, they are the future of tomorrow.
I don't hear that.
The future leaders of tomorrow. Since
for years ago.
And do you know? Like I was telling somebody, I saw on Facebook, David Mark wants to be president. Do you know when I read David Mark, as governor, as communications minister? What are you saying, governor first before communication minister?
Yeah, but why not? Why not David Mark?
Why should it be David Mark?
No, but give me one youth. Let me challenge you directly. Okay. Give me a youth. Give me a name.
Fela Durotoye.
Who is he?
And that's why I said power is not served.
Who is he?
You grab it.
No, that's not it. He's going to
politically.
No, it depends on the. There are so many youths. There are so many youths in other political parties that we don't know. It shouldn't be APC and PDP. Yeah. There's Ahmed Buhari who is also making waves. He doesn't even have a party, but he's aspiring to become the president. You know, so if we give all these youth, if the youth that we know, if we give them the opportunity for people to see them, to know them, you will find out that they have something upstairs.
Fela Durotoye, right?
Yes.
He's not involved in politics. Easy.
He's not
actively.
Must he be a politician? Donald Trump was just a financier in politics. Yeah. Or eventually he became the president.
Donald Trump is not a Nigerian.
That is what I'm saying now. From somewhere you get to somewhere.
Like Barack Obama,
he's not a Nigerian.
So because people will say the youth, let them start from somewhere to.
But I think until we the youth understand that if you want to take position of leadership, it's not the same thing as selling ice cream where you have to be laughing.
That's it.
Yes. I mean, if you want to continue to laugh,
serious, yeah. Asokwa would say yes to this. The boys that are so-called cultists are not old men.
Yeah.
Right? Wrong?
Yes.
They are young men.
Say yes to what?
No. It's not. You are not impressing me because already, of course, you know, I'm giving you a picture. You can take home to the bank. No, these cultists are not. The other day, the two gentlemen who were caught in Lagos and made startling, ugly confessions are not old people. No. You have heard of a so-called cultist who wants to be a member of the National Assembly.
Yeah. But have you forgotten also that it is even Obasanjo that said in that National Assembly there are robbers and there are... Have you forgotten?
Yes.
Yes. So every
age bracket has its own Judas.
But just
that's what you should. Every age bracket, even at your own age, you also have people who are Judas. At your own age. So it's just like we too. We also have.
Judas in my group has been killed. but hold on. Let's put it this way. So we don't make this another laughing session.
Yeah, exactly.
Cross River State has already passed this bill,
Yes.
so not too young to rule.
Yeah.
I'll be interested in seeing the first youth thrown up by Cross River.
Yes, let me also surprise you. In Cross River State, I think the Commissioner for Finance is barely 25 years, or if not 25 years. So
Is he a finance guru?
Yeah, but he's a commissioner. So at least that one we can say, this is...
No, but that has been a long time coming.
Let's start from there. From there, if he becomes the speaker
Chief
tomorrow...
Rashid Badamosi, bless his soul, became a commissioner at 23, many years ago. So we have had them over time, but we are saying the youths are in a mad hurry to drive a Lamborghini, to drive...
they don't want to
give them
rise,
but industry, they are not ready. They don't want to rise through the ranks. So leadership is not about being computer literate or savvy.
But citizen, let's put it this way.
The task before us as Nigerians is not even the age now.
I hear a young man is here. Kayode is here in Lagos. Kayode, puncture my balloon. Welcome.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
I would like to counter what the last caller talked about, saying the youth are into other vices. But why would it not be so? If when all the elders language of the politicians, the constitution is tilted towards
the wood.
Yeah, it's tilted towards not favoring the youth. When 1/4 of all the youth do not have jobs. Now, how would they not want to dabble into something to survive? So the Constitution does not even favor them. You can see that now they are pushing the bill for not too young to run. Now, you check it. If they bring into law the youth being able to run for president, you realize that a lot of youth would see that opportunity and they will start garnering their movement towards trying to run for politics.
But we say you must not wait for that. Don't wait for the law.
Yeah,
they don't wait for the law to be enacted.
Yeah, but the truth is, but when you see the people who are up there, who are the elder ones, are not even giving room for the youth to find their way in. They want to corrupt them.
Sorry. It's not served a la carte. You grab it.
It is not.
Well, it's not as easy as you think it is.
No, Vex. Once in a while, we must look at ourselves eyeball to eyeball and say it as it is. How do you close? Taking it from the top.
I think I'll still go back to where I started from. We should grab this power. Then we should show that we are really prepared and show some level of seriousness and some leadership qualities if we really want to grab power from our grandfather, our granddaddies that are ruling us.
How do you close?
So, like I said, we are the youth. To many, they might not be ready, but I can see the zeal. I can see the hunger in many youths who wants to be leaders in this country. And that door is now open for them. For those who want to aspire, that door is open, so let's grab it.
All right, let me thank you, Majid Jamiu, for coming.
Thank you, Citizen Jones.
Citizen.
The youngest here, Asukwa James. But Asukwa, be like me. I won't wait for you.
No, okay.
All right then. So, but seriously speaking, in going home, I'll leave you with these. Number one, I wish Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his committee well. It's, as Papa Akande said, if APC succeeds, it will be a good thing for the country. Number two, Taraba State must know where, there must be a middle, a middle point where they all meet and let peace reign. To the youth, I wish you well. I wish you well. That's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another interesting episode of the program. But watch a repeat broadcast of tonight's show at 11. Also join Journalist Hangout on other platforms showing on the screen and on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. See you.